It's very easy in Outlook to create your appointments and meetings reminders and save it in the Outlook calendar. Now, for example, you receive an email from your manager that we have a meeting on certain date. For example, this email is received. And now you want to add this as a reminder or appointment in your calendar. So whenever the date arrives, Outlook will automatically notify you for this. So for that, I need calendar first. Now, if you can see this in the bottom screen, first is mail, second one is for calendar. And if you browse, you have people, task, notes, folders, shortcuts. If you go to the navigation option, the maximum number of visible items is set to 4, but because of the size adjustment, we won't be able to see this. Now we are able to see this. Even if you want to expand it to 6, you can do that, and make sure that you are on the compact view, and then you will be able to see this. If I extract it further, now this is the calendar. Now, for example, I want to book this email as an appointment, as a reminder, and save it to calendar. So I'll just hold this email and drag it down to the calendar. So it will open up this page to book the appointment. Subject is already mentioned according to the email, finishing setting up your new Google account, or you can say that it is community at Google. You can set the location. Now set up the time when the meeting will be done. Let's say on Saturday, or let's say on Sunday, this time to this time. And here are the minutes of the meeting, or whatever you have received in the email. You can add more points to it if you want to. Afterwards, just save and close it. And now if I want to see my calendar appointment, you can just directly click on the calendar and then check this 28 date where it is mentioned. Just double click to open up this screen. And let's say if I want to try it, just double click. Let's change the date and time. For example, I want to remind it today. Today is 27th. And let's set the time to 9:30, between 9:30 to 10. Let's set the time to 9 p.m. to 9:30 p.m. So it's 9:07. It will notify right now. So if I save and close it, so here is my reminder. Community meeting at Google. Dismiss. You can snooze it or dismiss all. So let's close this now. Now, if you want your Outlook account to remind you about the meeting some hours before the meeting, so you can go to the calendar and make further settings. If I click on this date, you will be able to see this appointment tab that is specially related to this appointment which we have just entered. So the reminder is set by default to 15 minutes. That means it will notify you 15 minutes before the actual time. So I've set the meeting time to, let's say, 9:30. So it will notify you at 9:15 something. But if you want Outlook to remind you 4 hours before the meeting, 4 hours before the actual time which you have mentioned in the appointment, so you can click and select 4 hours and save it. So now if I go back here again, you will notice that I didn't save it. It will automatically save as you click on any other date and then try to select this again. You will see the updated settings. Now, if you have meetings every week, you don't need to set up separately for all of the meetings. Just simply select this one and set it to reoccurrence. Now in the reoccurrence, the settings of start date and end date will be intact, and the duration of 30 minutes set by default is also intact. Now you can set the reminder to weekly, which day of the week it should remind you about the meeting. Like on Saturdays, Sundays, Monday, Tuesday, you can set any date. And if you set here, recur every 1 week is set. That means it will remind you every week. If I set it to 2 weeks, it will leave 1 week and then remind you on the second week. Similarly, the start date is from 27th, and end by date is by default set to 14 August 2021. And if you want no end date, it will set the appointment reminders for infinity time. So let's keep it as it is and click OK. So you will notice that it schedules the meetings for all the other ones as well. Now, if I want to change my reminders from any of the date, just click on once and click on the reoccurrence. Let's say now if I set from Saturday to Monday, let's check that all the other meetings are automatically scheduled or not. Click OK. So you will notice that all of these are set on Monday now. Similarly, if I want to delete it, I'll just select one and right click and delete series. So all the appointments will be deleted. Now similarly, you can send invites of these meetings or appointments to all of your colleagues if they are required to join the meeting. So you can notify them by email, but we will see how to do this in the next video.